Hey guys, how's it going? So, I'm reviewing a movie that many people pass up as okay, or some people even love this movie. Now, we talked about a potential Futurama movie happening in the future. They've announced a Simpsons movie too, which sounds okay, but the Simpsons movie is kind of already been played out. And it might just be a rehash of every single Simpsons episode since everyone just says that it's basically just a longer Simpsons episode. But let's talk about one of the most critically successful films based off of a TV series. And that would be Futurama, Bender's Big Score. Now, to all you that say, oh, there's already a Futurama movie and this is it. But you're missing the point. A movie is supposed to go to theaters. Futurama deserves a movie in theaters. Futurama is one of the least shows that deserves a direct-to-DVD treatment. If somebody makes a movie and then sends it straight to DVD, then clearly it sucks. And they know it sucks, otherwise they wouldn't send it straight to DVD. Futurama needs to get a theatrical movie. But anyway, let's go ahead and review Futurama, Bender's Big Score. Strider says that this is the best Futurama episode, best ever anything to do with Futurama. But I disagree. And the reason why this film fails is because it's a retread of every single Futurama episode ever. Bender goes psychotic and tries to kill Fry. Leela falls in love with somebody that is more charming than Fry, and something excruciating happens to Hermes, and he has to go. That puts him at a conflict with his family. That's everyone's seen these tropes way too many times before in Futurama past episodes, and this hardly qualifies as a movie. This doesn't really even make any sense. It sure has some heartwarming moments, like Fry giving up his pet narwhal, and him realizing that it's best that you should just let your crush be with somebody that she'll be happy with, even though, well, I respect the message. The message is basically that life's not all about you, and you need to let your friends be happy with whoever they're going to be with. Like, basically, it's an unselfish message, and that's a great message. That actually is the only good thing about this movie. But everything else just fails. The story is boring, bland, and forgettable. The characters are the same charming characters, but they're kind of off. What they do in this film isn't really the most memorable thing they've ever done in the Futurama series. By the way, this came out the same year as the Simpsons movie, so that kind of explains why the budget of animation is not as grand or polished as the Simpsons movie animation. And that's a whole nother problem too. This movie barely feels like a movie. It just feels like another episode of Futurama. The animation quality is the same kind of quality animation that they put in the TV show. And it really shows. This movie is obviously, and now, don't get me wrong, the animation isn't bad. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. The animators could have been extremely lazy with their designs and not put any effort into the animation. The animation is at least colorful and has that Futurama style. So, at least the animation, but again, this movie, it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like an episode of Futurama. It has some heartwarming moments, but the story. Sorry, I'm just boring you guys. Just basically said the whole entire movie. Now, if this was a theatrical movie and they actually did something with the story, it could have actually been a solid Futurama movie. The battle, the aliens that tried to take over Earth, that could have been an epic battle. That was actually by far the best part of the movie, the climax. They defend Earth from these alien warships, and they win. And then after they win, apparently Bender's the hero in this, and then it leads to Fry giving up Leela to Lars, and then him learning that, surprise, surprise, he's actually Lars, but from the past. And that's why Fry goes into the past and meets the narwhal, grows attached to her so that he can learn to let go Leela. Didn't see that coming, so props for making an original and well, it's strange. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that Fry would be Lars. First of all, why would he lie to Leela? Why would he tell her that he's actually somebody else than rather just tell her that he's actually Fry? Of course, he does explain that it's something to do with the universe, and she'd probably freak out if she found out that he was Fry, but still. Why not just tell her the truth? That would have been a whole lot easier. You wouldn't have had to impose as a complete stranger she doesn't even know, and then her finding out that she's actually in love with a nerd an hour later. But anyway, this movie did have potential to be good. It had a lot of funny moments, and the animation wasn't bad, but again, it's forgettable and bland, and is in no way even close to being as good as the Simpsons movie, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, or Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. This is an insult to the cartoon, which I consider to be one of the greatest, most sophisticated cartoons of all time. It was a great injustice to the source material. So, Futurama, Bender's Big Score, does not get the no, saving that up for the next movie in this line. But Bender's Big Score does not get the pro, and it never will, because it's just not a very good movie, or a very good Futurama episode. It has a few highlights, but they're very tiny compared to the problems that this movie has. So, also, at the end, they show that this rip in the space-time continuum comes out of nowhere because Bender made clones of himself and they all blew up. And so that sets up the next movie, which is Beast with a Billion Backs. So I'm going to review that one next time, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be as generous as this review. So, watch this movie. You might get something out of it. But I'm never going to watch it again. I was very disappointed in this movie. See you guys later.